bunch of us are here at LG Brewskis in Union, Oregon tonight, just after the show by Jacob Cummings. And here we are sitting at a table having beer and peanuts and late dinner and stuff like that. And it's the musical guest tonight at LG Brewskis in Union is Jacob Cummings. And yeah, I'm here with Daniel Yoshida from KEOL. I myself, Jennifer KEOL, am the music director. And we're here with one of the two owners of LG Brewskis. And
well, she's the owner.
Cherie of Echo Eyes Promotions, and at the table seated with us is Jacob, and we'd like to ask him some questions on how you got started and what brought you to Union and your tour, and I think I'll just start things off with saying, yeah, I know, but
that was very overwhelming. I feel like I'm in like the fifth grade right now.
But in the very beginning, when did you start picking up guitar and playing, or did you start on another instrument?
I started out playing guitar. That was my instrument because I saw the cool guys who were playing guitar. So I remember when I was really young, well, I guess reasonably young, like 8 or something like that, my grandparents and my parents bought me a classical guitar, and I thought that'd be like the good thing for the guitar. So I played the classical guitar there for a while, and then I went to my uncle's place, which is over in the middle of nowhere, Montana, and he got me my first Strat. It was this little red Strat guitar, and I had a nice little amp, and just got into it. But then I kind of had a falling out with the music and stuff like that, and stopped. And then about high school came along, and I started to pick it back up, and got into college, and I said, oh, this is what the guitar can get me, so why not pursue this more? I enjoy this. So then college kind of came along, and I started playing more guitar, and then I learned to sing, because no woman wants to listen to a guy just play guitar, to be completely honest. They want to listen to him sing, so out of necessity I learned how to sing, and here we are today, hanging out on tour.
So wow, when you ended up on a sorority tour from that then, what was that about?
Yeah, so I got this brilliant idea when I was in my fraternity. I said, hey, there's like 50 tone-deaf frat dudes in my fraternity, and they go sing for these sorority and they love it. So how about someone that can actually sing? So I jumped in my van, my 2001 very sketchy Astro van, and I went. I went from Washington to Colorado, and I played 90 sororities in 30 days, which enhanced me to the happiest man on earth for that month. It was incredible, and just thought, hey, who uses social media more than 18 to 20-year-old sorority women? They use it so much, so why not get into that? And I'd take a picture at each place to make myself look cooler than I actually am, and then they would tag themselves and gain more publicity and all that stuff. So had a great time, met a lot of really amazing people throughout the tour.
So you were out of Everett, Washington, where that was home base
yes,
at the time?
Yes, which is still home base, right in the parents' house. That's the musician lifestyle.
So wow, how far did you go out?
On the sorority
tour? Yeah, the sorority.
The sorority tour I went out to, let's see, the farthest place I went to was California, like Southern California, and then I trekked back up that way. But on this tour, I've gone from Seattle, Washington to Fort Pierce, Florida, which is almost Miami area and back. So all cruising in the van, spending time driving. It's quite intriguing. Everyone's always like, does it get lonely on the road? And I'm like, yeah, it gets lonely when NPR starts to sound sexy. That's like all things considered. And I'm like, oh, you tell me more. Like, what's going on?
So how long is this tour taking you?
This tour, I've been on the road for 11 weeks now.
Same van too?
Same van, yeah.
Wow,
it's
that's
trekking.
pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
And no mechanical breakdowns?
Only one, actually. I broke down in Ocala, Florida, which it's about 50 miles south of Gainesville. And I was driving home from a show Saturday night. I was going up to Atlanta to go meet my buddy. And was driving, all of a sudden my check engine light started flashing and stuff like that. So I pulled over, got a tow to the dealership. Everything's closed on Sunday in the South. So I hung out Saturday, and I was like down in the dumps. I was like, this sucks. Like, why did my car break down? And then I looked down, and I was wearing flip-flops, shorts, and a tank top in late October, and I was like, okay, I'm fine. This is nothing worth complaining about. So,
best place to break down if it's nice and warm out, and not like a night like tonight. You break down.
Oh, that would have been problems right there.
Problematic.
So, yeah, so just hung out there for a couple days, got me all fixed up. Now I'm back on the road. it's not unnormal to have all the lights turned on when my car goes, but it's okay. You know, I think the lights are broken. There's nothing wrong with the engine or whatever it tells me. So
That's a pretty good testament for the van you're driving.
dude, the Astro van, it's trucking along at 189,000 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, still young.
Back to your early days again.
Yes.
What were your guitar influences when you were just picking up a guitar?
I was in.
Who were your heroes and your inspirations?
Yeah, let's see. When I was younger, it was more like Angus Young and Slash and stuff. Like I really enjoyed that. I remember when I was a kid, my dad. I remember my first album. He took me downstairs to the office. We had like a nice Bose sound system, and we put on AC/DC Live. And I remember
Guns N' Roses, and your parents let you play that?
Exactly. Yeah, they encouraged it. It was like, yeah, and like here's Journey, here's Boston, and all that stuff. So I dove into that, and then I kind of got older, and I got into like Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, all that stuff. You know, all the Kings. You know, BB and all those guys. And then I got into more newer stuff like John Mayer. I really enjoy his musical styles because he goes into a lot of those roots that I enjoy. So it's been a blast, but I just keep experiencing new people. You know, Gary Clark Jr., that's an amazing guitarist. He's incredible, and yeah, it's been fun to kind of keep digging more. But those early '80s butt rock guitarists were my heroes. They were the original nerds. Like
Did you come from a musical family? Had brothers and sisters or parents that were also players? Or
No, I was the only one in the family to play music. My uncle played guitar, and that's kind of how I heard about it. But my parents were like, "Want to learn an instrument?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll learn the guitar. It seems cool." So picked it up, and that's how it all went from there. So
wow, awesome.
yeah, no real musical like. You know, they can sing off key. That's pretty good. You know, that's about as musical as we get. Karaoke or something like that. But yeah, I guess I was the only one that pursued it.
So this current tour you're about to wrap up, I presume, because
Yes.
you're going the direction back home.
Yes.
Last night, Spokane, right? And you played with Ron Green. Now, how'd you get wrapped up with Ron Green, and what's this whole association look like?
Oh, so my first show in Spokane, I played at a place called Zola's, and I didn't know anybody there or anything like that. And he performed with me, and he kind of was like helping me out and stuff like that. He's like, here, yada yada yada, and stuff like that. And I kept in contact with him the whole time. So now whenever I go back into Spokane, I'll go try to get him on the bill and stuff like that. Like, hey Ron, what's going on, man? So last night we played at Jones Radiator, and he got on the bill with me and stuff like that. So I think we're trying to plan some more stuff when I'm back in Spokane, and just kind of keep moving along. And you know, he was like, oh, where are you going tomorrow? And I'm like, I'm going here. And he's like, that's awesome. Like, I know people here, yada yada, they're really sweet people and stuff like that. So I found my way here, and it's now just kind of all moving along, you know, go happy-go-lucky kind of style. So
Yeah, it's good if you can be happy-go-lucky in this kind of weather.
yeah, it's very difficult.
Okay, so then you're in Everett. What's it looking like for you now? What's the Everett scene like, and what are you up to for the rest of time?
Let's see. Oh man, I'm gonna go back. I have a couple gigs in the Seattle area and stuff like that, but I'm trying to plan another tour in March and just keep touring. You know, I try to get miscellaneous gigs here and there in Seattle. Love them to death there, but I can't play a show for coffee. That's just not a good enough payment for me. You know, I'm a professional, but. So I'm trying to find gigs that actually pay there, and then keep touring, keep going all over the place, painting the towns, you know, putting in my dues, you know, and go from there. So that's just really what the future holds, and just kind of keep working at it. I want to build a team, you know, get a booking agent and all that stuff when I get up to that point, and go from there. So it's just all in the works.
Well, we look forward to it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Did you ever think about playing with a full band or have other people play with you, or have you always been a soloist when you're in your travels and your performances? Or
I'm working on like building a band back at home and stuff like that. But I looked at it this way: if I go on the road and starve, I'm okay. It's all right. I don't mind starving. But if I bring someone else on the road and they starve, then I feel responsible. So I didn't want to bring that like responsibility with me. But the next tour, I do plan on bringing a bass player, hopefully, if it all works out and stuff like that.
Because some people in the studio, they just want to have like backup musicians and kind of build up a full-bodied sound or whatever. Or,
Yeah.
You know, I just wonder if that crossed your mind when you do another. You've got what, one CD that's a 5-song CD, and
Yep.
how old is How old is this current CD?
Let's see. Oh my goodness, about a year and a half now. Year and a half. So it's. I'm working on some newer stuff. I'd like to go back into the studio and record and hopefully have some stuff done by next summer. That's the goal. But you know how money is and all that good stuff. But
Perfection takes time.
it does. It does. It does. So that's a good way I can put it. Not the money, perfection. I like.
So you've come a long way since that high school talent show.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe we should have you talk about that on.
Oh yes.
Well, we're gonna have to shut it down.
Oh, we got to shut down. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Going overloading.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. Thank
Awesome.
you. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Always fun having. Of course, we
Until
work on
next
a radio station.